Hey guys, this is John Wiehn, attorney and senior legal instructor with Blue to Gold Law Enforcement Training, coming to you today with another roadside chat. Now, today's question comes from an officer in Texas, and the question is this: how long can you detain someone until it becomes a de facto arrest, meaning in the eyes of the law, a per se arrest? How long can I keep them in handcuffs before it becomes an arrest? And I need to have probable cause. If I don't have probable cause, then it is an unreasonable seizure. And this is a great question, and really it's going to be fact specific unless you work in a place like Nevada that has that 60-minute rule, right? They have a state law that says if you are detained longer than 60 minutes, that is an arrest in the eyes of the law. And so the officers had better have probable cause at that point. And basically what we do when we talk about the tolerable duration of a Terry stop is we say, how long does it take for you to diligently pursue the mission of your investigation, right? How long does it take to either confirm your suspicions, at which point you have probable cause to arrest, or are your suspicions dispelled, at which point the reasonable suspicion has dissipated, the seizure is no longer valid, and that person needs to be released immediately, or the interaction needs to be converted into a consensual encounter, right? So how long does it take to diligently pursue the mission of your investigation? And so the tolerable duration of a Terry stop is going to be fact specific. When we talk about this, we refer to this idea of a melting ice cube. The greater the governmental or societal interest there is in preventing the type of crime you are investigating, the larger your ice cube. And so if we're talking sex trafficking, if we're talking aggravated assault, if we're talking attempted murder, if we're talking potentially DUI, that is going to be a bigger ice cube than loitering, maybe, right? Or, I don't know, some kind of an alcohol violation, or a tobacco violation, right? We're talking weaving, striking the fog line, right? Rodriguez versus United States, if we're talking about vehicles, how long it takes to accomplish the mission of the traffic stop, unrelated questioning cannot occur in a way that prolongs the stop, absent reasonable suspicion. But if we're talking a straight Terry stop, confirm or dispel your suspicions. United States versus Bay out of the Third Circuit is a case on point. And in this case, an officer pulls over a vehicle. A passenger, Robinson, bails out of the vehicle and takes off running. Okay? The officer puts out a bolo. He knows Robinson, and so he puts out a bolo to surrounding officers. One officer responding to the area finds the bolo, pulls up Robinson's picture. As he's driving through the area, he sees a subject who matches Robinson's description from the back exit a restaurant. He pulls up, he draws down on him, he gives him commands, right? Turns out to be Bay, not Robinson. Bay raises his hands as commanded, turns around. The officer then confirms that he is not his suspect. Nevertheless, he goes up, detains him. He sees a bulge in the waistband, frisks him, and finds an illegally carried firearm. And the Third Circuit said, no good. Why? Because as soon as he ordered him to turn around, the officer recognized the significant age discrepancy between the person he was looking for and the subject he had stopped. And the court said at that point, your reasonable suspicion dissipated. You no longer had any legal grounds to detain that person, and you should have holstered up, said, hey, so sorry, have a great day, be safe, this is why I stopped you, okay? So, once your suspicion is dispelled, end that contact immediately. Another case we talk about is Torres versus State out of Nevada. In that case, an officer stopped a subject for a curfew violation. He handed him his driver's license. He looked at the driver's license, and the driver's license said he was over 18. Nothing about the driver's license indicated that it was a fake ID or any other kind of fictitious document. Nevertheless, the officer ran the ID, and the court said, no good. Why? Because as soon as you confirmed he was over the age of 18, your RS dissipated. You should have released him immediately. So how long can you keep somebody in handcuffs? Well, a reasonable amount of time. What's a reasonable amount of time? However long it takes for you to confirm or dispel your suspicions. And remember, guys, if all we're talking about is a detention based on reasonable suspicion, handcuffs are not automatic during every detention. You should always be careful of absolutes, right? Always be careful of absolutes. And so handcuffs are not automatic during every detention. Instead, you must articulate risk of fight or risk of flight if you want to handcuff during a detention. I hope this helps. I hope this gives you some direction. If you guys have any more questions, bluetogold.com/show. bluetogold.com/show. If you are interested in attending any of our courses, please go to bluetogold.com. Check out our upcoming course calendar. Check out our course catalog. If we do not have a course in which you are interested coming to you soon, consider hosting. Until next time, I'm John Wiehn, attorney and senior legal instructor with Blue to Gold Law Enforcement Training, telling you to be safe and make good case law.